Wicket W. Warrick, a courageous young Ewok who won the hearts of many Star Wars fans growing up. In today's video, I will be diving into Wicket lore and telling you everything you'd want to know about this character. Like how he can speak English.
No, Ewok live here. Wicket family here.
Not to mention all of the cool toys that have been released over the years in his honour. We will be having a look at them too. Wicket and the Ewoks are a massive part of my childhood, so I really hope my passion for them comes across in this video. I'm Ezra and welcome back to the Junkyard. Wicket, a young brave Ewok scout living on the forest moon of Endor, specifically Bright Tree Village. He made his first appearance in Star Wars Return of the Jedi, where we get a really good idea of his personality through his interactions with Leia. This scene with Princess Leia is perfection. At this point in Wicket's life, he is completely feral. That might seem like a very strange thing to say, but later on in his life that will completely change, as we'll dive into later on in the video. Many fans fell in love with Wicket during this scene. I know I did. It really reminds me of going to the zoo and seeing a zookeeper try and tame an animal and calm it down with some food. It is just so cute. Wicket can be seen throughout Return of the Jedi. He and another Ewok called Paplu took the rebels to a secret entrance of the shield generator. You'll probably remember Paplu. He's the Ewok that jumps on the Imperial speeder and shoots off into the horizon to try and cause a distraction. Later on during the battle, you'll also see Wicket engaging in some combat with the stormtroopers, although that massively backfires. And then at the end of the movie, you get to see him break it down with R2-D2. How awesome. I always found him to be incredibly memorable in this movie, and I'm so glad that he became such a legacy character through it. Set after the events of Return of the Jedi, we have two spin-off movies that follow the Tawani family after crash landing on the forest moon of Endor. Not a bad place to crash if you ask me. The first of those movies is Caravan of Courage. Let me give you a very brief breakdown on the Caravan of Courage and how Wicket features. Wicket's father Deej stumbles across the Tawani family who have crash landed and are stuck. Wicket becomes friends with the youngest member of the family, Sindel. A beautiful friendship begins and Wicket even starts to learn English. The Tawani parents then get captured by the monstrous Gorax. Look at the state of that. And there begins a classic adventure movie where you follow Wicket and a select group to try and rescue the family. Honestly, it's one hell of a ride. You guys should check it out. The group is indeed successful on its rescue mission, although we lost some damn good Ewoks along the way, and the Tawani family stay in Bright Tree Village as they attempt to fix their Star Cruiser. This moves me nicely onto the sequel, which is a huge part of my childhood. You can see me smiling already. Wicket really comes into his own in this movie, now speaking fluently in English with his best friend Sindel.
Sindel leave soon?
I guess so. The Star Cruiser's almost fixed. We're gonna have to say goodbye.
Goodbye?
That's what you say when your friends go away.
Goodbye, not good.
6 months have passed since the first movie and the Tawani family have nearly finished fixing their Star Cruiser. They are almost out of there. However, disaster strikes. A group of marauders attack Bright Tree Village. They wipe out Sindel's entire family, leaving her an orphan. They steal the power cell from the Tawani ship, again leaving Sindel stranded. Not to mention they capture a few Ewoks while they're at it. It's a bloody disaster. We then go on the most wonderful adventure and meet the most amazing characters like Teak, for example. A squad is assembled and a rescue mission begins. This leads to the legendary battle for Endor between the Ewoks and the Marauders. It is a huge battle, very similar to what we saw in Return of the Jedi, and you see the Ewoks in all of their glory, including Wicket, who comes to the rescue, killing their leader Terak. I know, Wicket ends up being the hero and saving the day. How cool is that? By the way, Sindel took losing her entire family like an absolute champ. She barely shed a bloody tear. But then again, she did have Wicket and the Ewoks just stand by her and be an absolute rock. So I guess that was comforting too. Not to mention the relationship she strikes up with Noah and Teak. So I guess one family replaced another, as savage as that is. On a side note, this really was a special movie to me growing up. It really captured my imagination and I fell in love with Ewoks because of it. Roughly 30 years have passed by the time we get to The Rise of Skywalker, and we do get a very brief look at Wicket at the end of the movie, including his son called Pommet. Fun fact, Warwick Davis, who plays Wicket, his real life son played Pommet. I bet that was such a surreal moment in the Davis household and a memory that they're just going to treasure forever. I'm so glad they got to experience that with each other. That's just the best. It's so wholesome. Back to the Wicket lore now, and this would not be the first time the Ewoks have stood, looked up at the sky and see something getting destroyed. It's a beautiful moment to come full circle. Wicket was a main character in the animated series called Ewoks from 1985 to 1986. He has also appeared in many comics, books and in the Galaxy of Heroes game.
Oh my goodness.
I am already pretty passionate about Ewoks, and you know how much I love my toys and collectibles, so please excuse me if I absolutely lose my shit in the next section. There are about 15 different Wicket action figures, but also not really, because some of them are just variants from figures released before. I am going to pick a couple of my favourites to talk about, starting off with the vintage Kenner Return of the Jedi Wicket from 1984. He is adorable. I love him so much. This was the first Wicket toy I ever saw, and I can still feel the excitement inside of me now as I hold him in my hands. It just feels exactly like it did back then. He is of a scale of 3.75 inches, and when you think that this toy has been on Earth longer than me, it just blows my mind to a whole other level. To me, when I look at him, he is just perfect. Simple but detailed design, and that's all we needed. I'm a 90s kid, so I would just walk around with toys like this in my pocket. I have probably owned this for about 20 years, and I have built such a connection to it.
Cut it out!
I personally feel like this is the most accurate representation of Wicket out there, and I guess with it being the latest one released in 2023, then it should be. But look at his little face. I just think that this is so accurate to the Wicket I saw growing up. His glossy eyes and his little teeth in particular are just wonderful. Also, just look at the depth created with the way the fur is sculpted and the weathering on the hood. I don't actually own one of these, but I have asked for one on my birthday next month. So if you guys want to see me maybe do an opening or a review on the Black Series figure, then let me know in the comments down below. There have been a few different plush toys of Wicket over the years, and I have had this one in my possession since 2005. This little fella here was hard to get any information on, mainly because I ripped off all the tags and I bought him nearly 20 years ago off of a friend for £5. But after doing some digging around, I believe he is from Walt Disney World, Florida, dating back to 2004, which I guess would add up with my timeline too. Another notable plush toy that I would love to own one day would be the original 1983 vintage Wicket. I have to get one of these for my collection. It would just be a dream come true.
It's fun, really. Yeah, it's great fun. But there is a lot of waiting around.
Now, I can't do a video about Wicket without mentioning the legendary actor who played him. Thank you, Warwick, for being such a huge part of my childhood. You brought this little Ewok to life with your movements and how animated you were. I know I'm not alone in thinking that, because you have gone on to have the most amazing career featuring in numerous blockbuster movies. You are the best. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and at least learnt 1 or 2 things about Wicket. Please let me know if you would like to see more videos like this, because I have really enjoyed doing it. It's my favourite kind of video to make, and I really hope my passion has come across. Please like the video to support the channel if you had a good time, of course, and subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.